Welcome to 10 Minutes, everybody. So, I was in a session yesterday, and I'm going to start to work on my health a little bit. So, this is going to be kind of about life balance. I got a pie chart that I'm going to share, it'll pop up. And ultimately, in my life, if you think about the pie chart, one of the ones I'm going to use for an example, it's got family, it's got recreation, so recreating yourself, making yourself better, work, financials, relaxation, health, love life, personal development, your social, and I think I started with family, but family. And ultimately, I feel pretty strong on most of that. And for the most part, even my health, I generally do a lot of things that are active and stuff. But I've had a bout where I had gout, I've had shingles. I've always been the same lumpy, oversized fella, but it doesn't bother me, so I don't do much about it. But I'm getting older, 37 now, and I think I'm going to take serious. No, I don't think I'm going to take serious some health stuff. So this came to me yesterday during a meeting, and it was a mindset meeting. And this morning, I'm like, well, when am I going to start this? Well, I started it this morning already, but I wanted to share it with everybody. So essentially, what I want to do is say, okay, well, how do I fit this into my life? What do I do? So I'm going to hold myself accountable. I'm going to share it a little bit with my 10-minute community on Facebook. I'm not going to really share it publicly as much, but, I'm going to do a little bit of workout stuff. Probably once a week, I'm going to give updates to hold myself accountable to the 10 Minutes community. And, ultimately, that's probably the thing that I think is most out of balance for my pie chart of my life. And I've never really been able to commit to it. So I'm going to see what happens when I commit to it, visually. I'm not going to turn into a workout, coach or workout person to help out, everybody stay on track of working out. But, the 10-minute community is about holding each other accountable. We haven't gotten there yet, or being there at least to be positive and help people by influencing them with, videos and pictures and things of that nature, and just making sure that, I'm sending positivity out. It's a smaller private group, so it's people definitely want to see the stuff, or they can drop off the group. So I'll be doing that there, and then I'll also be showing a different life graph or life pie chart that's more realistic. It's just a sample. I ripped these pictures off Google. I didn't make them myself, but this one's going to have like family, career, health, your spouse, fun and leisure, your community involvement, faith, money, family. You can pick whatever you want to pick, and these are really good things to work through with somebody that you're close with, or a coach, or a good boss, or your partner, your husband, your wife. And ultimately, this one shows it all out of whack, and it shows where you're strong here, you're weak here, and so on and so forth. That's more realistic. So the more honest we are about that kind of stuff, the more deep thought we put to it when we're putting it together, the better we'll be at picking the actions to fix those things. And a course I took at Steele and O'Brien, they talked about a bicycle wheel. And if you have a pie chart and you use it for two wheels, and you got a bunch of lopsided things, it doesn't roll well. Your life's not going to actually be complete or going smooth, or it's going to be harder to find success if you don't have your life wheel kind of evened out, so that you at least have an oval so it rolls nice instead of clunk, 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 clunk. So that's a real thing. So for me, I've had some health setbacks that I just grunt through, because that's kind of how I'm built. Kim will tell you different. She'll say I'm a wuss and I whine and I complain about my health, but I kind of do. I'm a little bit of a baby when it comes to stopping when I do work and not working anymore. It's like I block it out all day, and then boom, it hits me at night. And either way, I want to stop, set myself up for that kind of stuff. And usually your body sends you signs. Gout is definitely a health situation. I need to increase my blood flow, my blood flow. I need to, increase my water intake. I need to be careful on my meat. And, I've been eating pretty normal, a little less volume, but pretty normal, which is I'm super happy. I take a cherry supplement. And then as far as I can't explain why I ended up with the shingles. I had some stress over, budget and Kim possibly not working or whatever. Also went to Splash Lagoon and like tired myself completely out. Was wondering if I got crap from there, but it's shingles, so you don't get shingles from other people. People say it's stress, yada, yada, yada. So either way, I'm going to probably once a week, like I said, I'll do a little update in the community, but I'm not going to bore a bunch of people with it. But I do think for the masses, taking this life, a pie chart or whatever, however you want to do it, and actually figuring out where you're most out of whack and using personal growth time and, making real strides and plans to fix and strengthen those things. A lot of people aren't good at relaxing. That's a real thing that you should be figuring out how to be good at. You need it in your life. A lot of people aren't good at making time for their family or their spouses. That's something you need to do in your life, or else you won't have a family, you won't have a spouse, you'll be living alone. You got to put time in. You got to make that work. Health is obviously something people always struggle with. Money, same thing. It's a little bit more tangible, a little bit easier to deal with because it's a thing, not an emotion or a person. And then your faith. You got to make sure you have time to have your head right, mindset. If you're religious, if you whatever you believe in, positive energy, negative energy, wherever you got to do to take time to have your mind right, your faith right, whatever you want to call your spiritual being, right? But something inside of you can be way off. You got to work on fixing that. That might be the biggest thing that's off with you. It's not health. It's not this. It's not that. Unfortunately, health has such a huge impact on every single part of the pie, and I personally give it probably the least amount of my energy. So I'm going to be working on making that transition. So we'll see how it goes. Have a good day.